Hey, so I think what I'm wanting to do with this video is just explain a little bit of something that I was just trying to kind of work through thoughts, process things that have been happening, symbology, symbols appearing in dreams, symbols appearing in reality. And so I guess it's more of a kind of a personal documentation for myself. So any insight and feedback would be appreciated if people kind of know about these things. Um, so I've been having this kind of nightly practice of breath work that's been very, very profound, and I can feel different things happening in my body. I can feel there's so much symbology that suggests things are shifting around and moving and healing and integrating, and it's almost like the kind of the life review process where it's old memories are coming up and they are, but with a new perspective. It's like a perspective is being shifted on them. um you'll see why I did that in a minute. And it's almost like this kind of, I don't really know how to describe it. It's like time's compressing, or I'm becoming aware of this. What happened then actually is happening now. It's this kind of circular feeling, where these two things that are side by side are actually just in different positions in a loop, or a kind of a spiral. I'm not really sure. Anyway, something happened last night. Something happened a couple of nights ago. I had this dream where I sat down on the grass, but I sat in a snake's nest. Like I was sitting on the grass, but it was a snake's nest, and I could feel them kind of crawling all up. They were just kind of starting to slither outwards, and I was aware of this kind of leakage in my root and sacral. This leakage of like sex energy, maybe, or creative energy, or just this. It was something like that, where it just felt like it's really it's wounded, like it's not, it's hurt, it's damaged, and it's kind of, it's bleeding almost. But then something did happen last night at the very base of my spine. I was kind of in deeply immersed in this breathwork meditation, and I felt this kind of this red flower just open up. It like pushed its way into the base of my spine, pushed its way through the base of my spine, and opened in this kind of this red flower, and it felt very, very good, very peaceful. Like, here it comes, you know. Um, yeah. So that. Wait. Before I get onto that flower, that was last night, the snake dream. So I felt all these snakes kind of going everywhere, and it was a lucid dream, very, very vivid. And then one I could feel like crawling into my shorts, and I had to get up very, very slowly as not to get bitten, and pulled this thing out and dropped it on the grass. But it turned out that it was actually a centipede. Um, Believe it or not, that's happened to me in real life once in BK, the retreat center in the Philippines, where I woke up, I had this kind of itching in my pants, in my underwear. And I put my hand down to kind of scratch and pull this thing out, and it was a centipede. Holy shit. What's a poisonous centipede doing inside my underwear? Just, wriggling around in that very, very delicate area where I'd really rather things that could bite you with poison didn't reside. Anyway, so that happened, and then in the dream it was this centipede. Now I've been looking up kind of animal symbolism and stuff like that, and the centipede and the snake, I've read it on the internet, so obviously it must be true. But the centipede and the snake are, a centipede is to ward away a snake. It suggests, the kind of the reading that I've done. The centipede is there to kind of forewarn people that a snake is around, or a centipede is almost like the defender against the snake. And so I'm interested to know a little bit more about this if people have any kind of ideas. Um, so centipede snakes. I didn't get bitten. It was all fine. I gently kind of got up and like, all right, good. Anyway, last night, so I said this in this deep breathwork meditation, this flower kind of opened up, this red flower at the base of my spine, and some of the stuff was healing, and then I got taken back to this early childhood memory of this redhead girl that I was very much in love with when I was younger, and asked out one time, and then got rejected, and felt obviously at a young age you take these things very egotistically. It's like this because I'm a bad person or because I'm not good enough or this, instead of this isn't right for this person right now, or this isn't right for me right now, even I just don't realize it. This is not what needs to happen right now, so it didn't happen, obviously. Anyway, she was in the dream last night, and it was more like she was kind of coming to me, and I was holding her, and she was really exhausted and really tired. And but there was a different kind of energy around that. It was like there was a less attachment. It seemed like it was nice, but it was just this sense of like, I'm not as eager almost, or desperate, I suppose is the word this time around. It's like, here it feels nice to kind of hold this person because this is what this person needs. A lot more kind of relaxed and a lot more peaceful. Yeah, and then this morning, for the first time, and I felt this stuff moving around in my sinuses as well. Like I felt this kind of these energetic movements, something like pushing out of my nose. I get this sometimes often in these deep meditations, like in Vipassana retreats or during breathwork exercises. There'll be a lot of movement around here, around the sinuses. And there was this kind of such movement last night as well. This morning I woke up, I went downstairs, and for the first time in my life, I'm having a nosebleed. This bright red blood's just dripping out of my nose, real life. And it was amazing. It was kind of shocking, almost like worrying, but also not. And yeah, it was really, really bizarre. It feels like some deep energetic shifts are happening within the body that are then now outwardly manifesting as physical things. And so yeah, it's really, I mean, it stopped now. That's why I was checking my nose before. I can still taste a bit of the blood, but I've never ever had that before, where my nose just started bleeding for no reason. But it seems related. All of these kind of shifts seem somehow related. The connection between here and somewhere down here, I'm not sure. Anyway, I think this is more just a documentation for my own process, and yeah, it all coincides with a move to London. I'm now living in London, and I'm looking to get on with doing some of this kind of breath work, self-inquiry, meditation, inner dance type activities, and looking to find a community. But I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah, I don't know what it all means, but it's a feeling that there's something going on, and I'm still kind of unsure of how to process this as well. But for the first time, maybe ever, last night in this breathwork meditation, there was a feeling of like, oh, alien energy is. I could feel like this. Something started stretching my spine out, and it's like, this is actually, this is alien energy that is moving into me now. And I saw the little, eyes and big head and that skinny little figure. The classic, the classic alien thing, and it was like, am I an alien, or is some alien helping me out, or is What's this whole alien business? Is it just a symbol? Is it real? Is it? I don't know. But it felt bloody good. It felt really, really good. So if it is an alien, thanks very much. You did me a solid last night. I'm very appreciative of that. If it's just me imagining it was an alien, then maybe that's alright. It was fun nonetheless. Whatever it was, something changed, and this morning physiological things are changing because of that, or maybe as part of that. Or maybe I'm just stressed and having nosebleeds because I'm stressed and having a period of great change. Who knows? But anyway, that's my story. And before we've gone over the 10-minute mark, so never mind before we go over the 10-minute mark. Before we go over the 11-minute mark, which is in, let's see, 7 seconds time, I'm going to say thanks very much. I'm going to end this short. Okay, cheers. Bye-bye.